Season 8 is such a strong season of Cheers. I didn't realise it until just now when I was kind of looking over the episode descriptions and familiarising myself with some of the key plot points. This is probably one of my favourite seasons, if not my favourite. So many important things happen in this one, and a lot of really fun things as well. So I will have to spoil what happens in order to go into any depth. So if you haven't seen season 8 yet, please watch it. You will love it, but also please watch the previous 7 seasons if you've not seen them. But I will talk a little bit about what happens in this and share just some of my favourite moments. It's not really a review as such. My review of this would be action-packed, got a lot going for it, probably the most versatile. Until this point, maybe not so much season 7, but certainly before that, it was all the Sam and Diane show, and then it was all about Sam coming back and Rebecca starting, and that kind of carried across into season 7. But this is really varied, and everybody seems to have their own separate narrative that all weave in together nicely, of course, in Cheers. And one of my favourite things about this is that this is the first time Bebe Neuwirth has been on the DVD box and the poster art and the marketing. Lilith is definitely very prominent for a very obvious reason. So we do meet some interesting characters along the way. Robin Colcord is very, very prominent in this, and played by Roger Rees. And we also get to meet Frederick. Now, I was already aware of Freddie's existence because I watched Frasier before Cheers. But it's quite exciting that Frasier and Lilith now have a son, and that brings us some pretty brilliant storylines, not so much in this season, but as he gets a little bit older, I think he's great. Although there is one here that I found particularly engaging. And we also get a lot of Jackie Swanson, who plays Kelly. Kelly is a character I never liked. I do not like her. Right until the end, I just could not stand her. But I think, what she brings to the show is interesting. We definitely get some fun storylines from her. Very well acted. And in terms of Kelly and Woody as a coupling, I think it works quite well. So this season does start off with some of Sam, Rebecca, will they, won't they, but not to any great extent that it kind of gets in the way. It's very much Rebecca pining after Robin Colcord. And we do still get a lot of Sam wanting to own a bar, and things are still hanging on about a year and a bit later. They do resolve themselves as the episodes progress, and I'm really glad, because I don't think I could have coped if that was hanging on for several seasons. So I think that worked out really well. Cliff, we get a deeper look into Cliff here. His old girlfriend, Margaret, played by Annie Golden, reappears, and I'm trying to not spoil anything from season 9 onwards. I don't want to give anything away in case you've just watched season 8 for the first time and you haven't seen the next one. So I'm trying to be careful with what I say, but I will say Cliff's relationships, we begin to learn a lot about Cliff here and about who he is as a person and what his past is like. And it's about time, because until this point, although we knew obviously a little bit quite a lot about Cliff, there are certain areas of his life, mainly his romantic life, that we haven't really tapped into. One of my favourite episodes in this is The Two Faces of Norm, and this is episode 5. And Norm is still, he still has his painting business, and he hires employees, and they are lazy. And he creates a business partner called Anton Kreitzer, and that's actually just Norm, and he's the nasty person. He's the one who, tells the employees to, buck up their ideas, while Norm is the nice one. And it's really great. It's a really nice moment for Norm to kind of take on these two different roles and to see the two contrasting sides of Norm. I absolutely love it. Of course, we get the birth of Freddie, and the whole circumcision discussion. Me not being Jewish or having any Jewish connections, I didn't have any emotional contribution towards that kind of debate, with Frasier really not wanting it to happen and Lilith obviously being Jewish wanting it to happen. But I feel like it's actually quite an important topic that probably affects a lot of people, where one of the couple is Jewish and one isn't. So if you have any particular thoughts about that, I'd be really interested to hear, if you've had that kind of discussion. But I think the episode handled it really, really well. But while also being pretty funny with some of Frasier's reactions. something that did shock me was the death of Eddie LeBecq. This was revealed in the episode Death Takes a Holiday on Ice. I did actually hear, I don't know if this is true, but apparently he was killed off because the actor had bad-mouthed Rhea Perlman or something. I really don't know if that's true. So if anybody can confirm or deny that, that'd be great. But that's, quite brutal. And it was quite a shock. It does also give us quite an interesting episode. A few episodes down the line where it turns out there were 2 Mrs. LeBecqs, and we do get to see more character development from Carla that I absolutely love. Episode 9, 2 Girls for Every Boy. We have Lisa Kudrow. She is playing an actress in Woody's theatre group, and absolutely brilliant. Of course, that obviously went on to her auditioning for Frasier, that not working out, and then her eventually being Phoebe. And I just think that maybe if she'd never had this part, maybe things wouldn't have progressed that way. I don't know. I'm sure she would have ended up being Phoebe anyway. It was her destiny. But I just really loved seeing her in this one. And things take a quite dark turn as the series progresses, with Robin and some swindling that he's doing, and things look a little bit dodgy. Obviously that progresses from about halfway to the end of the season, and it was intense. It was really intense. I never really liked Robin, but I did want Rebecca to be happy, and I did feel really bad for her as things started to look not great. So the Rebecca fan in me hated that development. The Robin, I don't hate Robin, I just never really cared for him, so I was really kind of excited by that development. What is Cliff Clavin? Episode 14 is easily one of the most popular episodes of Cheers. If I ask people what their favourite episode is, which I do, quite a few people have said that it is the Jeopardy episode, and this is where Cliff is on Jeopardy. Now, I'd never seen Jeopardy. I'm well aware of it, but I've never seen it. So for me, I kind of feel like it would have been the same as if Cliff had been on, I don't know, Family Fortunes. I'm trying to think of what our UK equivalent would be. I know America has Family Fortunes. The Chase. If he'd been on The Chase, I don't know. But I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's always interesting to have episodes that are set in a one-time set. And I thought it worked really well, and something that I just thought was a lot of fun. Woody meeting Kelly's mother was particularly interesting. And one episode that I did like, and probably because it's in the same thread as Cliff and Jeopardy, is when Lilith was on the talk show to promote her Good Girls Bad Boys book, and Sam and Frasier are actually kind of hailed as the good boy, bad boy, and people begin to look at Sam and fawn over him, and I thoroughly enjoyed that, and I loved Lilith's reactions to everything that was happening. It was really a lot of fun for me. So really, in all, I think it's an absolutely fabulous season. I do think, right now, I'd say season 8 is my favourite season. But there are another 3 seasons to go to discuss. And maybe as I recap them, my opinion on that will change. I'm not sure. I really don't know. I would love to know your favourite season if you have a favourite season, or indeed a favourite episode. What is Cliff Clavin your favourite episode? Definitely seems to be one of the most popular, but I love it. I really absolutely adore the show and this season. I think it's definitely one of the most versatile seasons. It gives us a lot of character development and narrative development that then carries across for the next 3 seasons. In all, I can't really fault it from start to finish. Season 8 is just beautiful.